I have had Jenny sit down here all morning with the windows down and the sun just cooking these seats. And it's like seat heater 10,000 right now, dude. Bad idea. All right, let's get, I might have just really hooped myself here. Oh, baby. Not gonna lie to you guys, this trailer kind of sucks, but like, it's so light, you just push it around, super ideal. I'm gonna just leave you. Please don't go anywhere. This thing has just been living inside the shop lately. Ever since I got the new trailer, I only have one tongue lock and set of chains to like chain it to the ground and stuff. So I don't want to leave two trailers outside because for some reason, there's a crackhead problem around here now. I don't know what's going on, but all the crackheads decided they wanted to move near the shop and they're doing crackhead things and I don't want to be a part of it. Anyways, before we go with today's video, I just want to remind you guys tomorrow, Friday, July 13th, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the new merch shop is going live. So we have these olive tees, logo in the front, full face in the back. We also have the Navy Stay Committed tees. We have the maroon jet tags. We have lower windshield banners and we have some stickers going live for you guys. So do not miss it. Make sure you set a reminder, follow the Committed Crew on Instagram so you guys can stay up to date. I post on there, I post reminders that you guys can follow and everything. So make sure you guys do not miss it. All right, so this might be a bigger task than I'm thinking it's gonna be. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. I think it's mainly just like there's so much disassembly required that I'm worried it's gonna take all day. The first time I ever did a burnout in it, somehow two wheels went. I don't understand how that happened. I think it was wet outside. It just kind of was like easy for them to both go and they went. And I didn't know anything about this car. I bought it at an auction. I'm like, oh cool, it has the LSD. And then I started doing more burnouts and only one tire fired every time. And I'm like, all right boys, we got a problem. Now that this thing is manual swapped and we're actually gonna start driving it and having fun with it, the most important thing I need to take care of is to weld up the diff. So I know you could get an LSD or you could go a couple different routes with it. I do want to start to, like I was saying in my trailer video, I want to start to take all my cars, not all my cars, but like I want to start driving my cars. That's what they're for. That's why we build cars. I used to drive the BRZ a lot. I used to do autocross and stuff with my BRZ before this channel was really that big. And then somewhere along the lines I just stopped. I just started modding them and I want to get back into having fun and doing all that kind of stuff. So that's like a big thing that the trailer is going to be helpful for. I'm probably going to end up actually start street driving this car a little bit coming up here. But I'm aiming for, if this car goes to a track, I'm aiming for it to be a drift car, so. The way I see this is pretty simple. Like you could buy an LSD, you could do a couple different things, but if I just weld the stock diff, I'm not really losing anything. And if I regret it or I don't like it or I don't want to drift the car anymore, I can buy the LSD that I would have bought anyways. Because even if I were to just take this to a regular track, I would want an LSD in here because open diff's just garbage. So the diff in this thing is a little bit yuck. It is an Alberta car, so it kind of has that going for it. So we gotta take these out, which probably means I have to take a whole bunch of stuff apart here. Honestly, doesn't look too bad. So after today, long gone will be the days of just one tire fires. I'm hoping too much doesn't have to come apart to get this done, but I guess we just start sending it and see what happens. In case you're wondering, I don't actually really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it. I'm assuming if I pull this out, it'll pull the axle shaft out of the diff side instead of this side, which is where you normally take it out. I don't know. Today's full send or no send mode. You know what I am gonna do this time? I'm gonna be smart about this one. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. I have a wicked new oil drain I'm gonna use. I'm actually gonna drain the diff this time because if you guys remember when I did the transmission, it made a mess all over the floor and I'm pretty sure when I pull those axles out of the diff that there is going to be fluid everywhere. To lower the car a bit so it doesn't make a huge splash. Dude, check out my new oil drain. Oh dude, this sucks. I got the lift, but I never bought like an oil drain with a thing, you know, the stems? Because every time I do oil change and stuff, I gotta do this janky ass setup. Actually move this guy aside for a second while we break this off. This thing is massive. This is literally a 24. Like why you gotta be like that, dude? Only thing I have this 24 is a 1/2 inch, so I gotta use the world's biggest breaker bar. That was suspiciously loose. Please don't make a big mess. Oh, it's glurping. Probably should have opened filler nut first. need to buy a tranny jack so bad, apparently. I'm probably gonna buy it and never use it, but like the last 2 weeks I could have used this thing a lot. Things get a lot heavier when you're laying down, like transmission and a diff. So much harder to push it up from laying on the floor than is just like standing and pushing it. Pull this guy out, please. Do not fall. It is super unbalanced on this thing. Oh my God, we're hitting stuff already. Look how dumb it looks. All right, that's actually not too bad. So literally any of my friends will tell you, anybody that hangs out at the shop will tell you how much I bitch and complain about welded diffs. Mainly because when you're welded diff, when you try to turn the steering wheels, the rear axle is trying to move as one piece, and it's extremely hard if your car's dead. So that old black 240 that we had a welded diff, and Brad's 240 has a welded diff, and for the longest time, neither of them ran. Pushing things around with a welded diff is the worst. If you're gonna weld your diff, just please make sure your car is running. Let's go ahead. Oh, that's actually not even tight at all. Rip this back plate off. Damn, dude, this is a big ass boy. Videos make it look so much smaller. Like, obviously even the diff is a big size, but like gear is huge. All right, so that from all the YouTube videos I've seen is what we're after, is right in here. Honestly, I wish I could explain this to you guys. I understand it, but I don't think I could explain to you how this works. All I know is that these move independently of each other. So see how when this one goes down, this one goes up? You guys gotta be making so much noise right outside my door. See how when this one goes down, that one goes up, and then when this one goes up, that one goes down, which means you're only getting power to one wheel where the other wheel is spinning freely. I wonder if I'm able to take this out, or if that is just gonna completely destroy everything. Uh-oh, you come with me. Oh my God, this is heavy. This dude needs a bath because we can't even weld, or I honestly don't even want to touch it again. Honestly, I'm gonna say that's a pretty good starting point. Gave this thing one more bath, you guys can tell it's super clean. I don't think you need a whole box of brake clean. I used like 2 of these and it's all right. Unless you guys are doing it in the car, then in which case you're gonna need to clean out your entire diff cage, everything. So I guess if you're doing it in the car, it's a little bit more work. I feel like I tried to explain this already once. I'm not gonna try again because I don't have the right terms for you guys, but what I'm gonna try and do is basically you wanna rotate these till they're like this. So see how these teeth, they don't touch, they overlap because they're gears, but see how these ones are overlapping, these ones are overlapping, these ones and these ones? And what you're gonna do is essentially I'm just gonna weld those teeth together, then all 4 corners, and make sure that this whole thing spins as a unit instead of spinning as a only sending power one way net. And I'm pretty sure like every single diff ever is basically the same. So if you guys open up yours, it should look pretty much the same inside. Unless you already have an LSD, I don't know what that looks like. Stance card's out. I'm gonna take my voltage and just crank it because this is like the thickest, chunkiest, hardest metal I think I've ever had to weld. It's also gonna be kind of one of the trickiest things to weld because it's so deep in there. I wanted to get it while it was still hot, which, oh my God. Yep, it is guys, it's still hot. So all the welds in here, they're not the prettiest. Now, these aren't the prettiest, but they're gonna work. So it's super hard to get in there. It's kind of really awkward, but you guys can see I did the 2 that were touching, and then I even stretched like this top one kind of over. I essentially just never let up because of the hotter I can get everything in there, in my mind, is better. Just 'cause I'm telling you guys, like, it's super thick. So what I ended up doing was I cut 2 of these little plates. Now what these plates are gonna do, I'm gonna drop them in here, something like that. I just need to make sure when I tack it that it is not lower than this, because then, like there, that's too low. It's gonna get interrupted. I'm gonna have to reach in here and just lift it up. Anyways. Like okay, obviously the welding isn't the best, but like, look at this, dude. This is fire. And it's so cool that you guys have given me the opportunity to be able to just want to do something like weld and just be able to fire it up. Like, I know it's stupid, a lot of people do it, and it seems like, oh, Robbie, you've welded before, like, what's the big deal? But I just, sometimes, especially doing something like this, like, I just think it's really cool to be able to actually be able to do that. This is all welded. It is extremely hot. These bearings are still Gucci. I don't know why, but I was worried that they might get a little too hot. I read that you're supposed to obviously not cool down this type of metal, but wrap it up when you're done. I don't have anything to wrap it up with, and I don't think these gloves will set fire. So you want cast to actually cool down slowly, apparently, so that it doesn't crack or anything. That is super dope that is working out. Dude, I took these gloves off this thing after about an hour because I was like, oh, you know what? An hour should be plenty of time to let it cool down. It has been another hour and it is still hot. Something about the cast, it just like absorbs the heat. I took it out of the vise because the vise was getting hot, like the whole thing. While all this was going down, Emerson showed up. He's doing an oil change. He's getting his car ready to take it to the dyno. And you guys know he has been rocking these ugly ass rollers. They're literally rollers. They have no tread on them. But I have two of my wheels off and he's been saying he really wants to buy these wheels for a long time. Yeah, I think they look kind of good. It's awkward because it's in the air. Okay, the rear actually looks really good. I've been telling him I'll let him try them on his car for a while, and then today he showed up and they were literally off my car already. He's like, yeah, I gotta put them on. We gotta lower. Dude, I think they look good. In a weird way, I'm gonna say this, and it might not make sense, but they make it look like a 240. No. Yeah, like that's like a vibe, like a 240 vibe.
See, I see the exact
what do you
opposite.
mean? That looks good. Right, it looks good, that's what I mean. But I mean, compared to your old setup, this looks like when you look at it, it just screams 240. Yeah, it's not so poked out. Yeah, and I think the chroming thing around the outside, I think it's just a more common setup. I think it just yells 240 right in your face. But I like it. I think you should do it. It wasn't supposed to fit this nicely, these wheels. These are spec'd out for the Genesis. These actually fit like better on your car than they do on the Genesis, dude. What the heck? If you guys like these, like this video to let Emerson know that he should buy these wheels because I think these actually look really good. And now, thankfully, I have friends here. Actually, I'm gonna just, yeah, so most of this is hard, but just beware, you're gonna get some on your fingies. But getting this out was harder than getting the transmission out by myself. Yeah. So I'm super happy that you were here. Okay, that's it. Emerson, start coming up. Keep going, keep going. Uh-oh. Okay, well, they're in where they need to be. So let's do, Emerson, you gotta come up. Where are you getting a bushing back here?
It needs to go forward.
I know, but then it doesn't fit the front. There we go, it's a snug fit. Yo, this sucks, like 4 dudes to get this thing in here. This sucks.
Starting to smell the cheese coming off, Brad.
Should be pretty good. Woo. Thank you, ladies. Taking this apart, it's a lot easier than just putting it back together. And also, remember I told you guys I ordered lug nuts? I ordered new lug nuts so that, because the other side has the silver ones still, the stock ones, and they're dumb. Well, apparently, the reason that I got new lug nuts was because these are 1.5. Why does Honda have to do everything dumb, dude? I ordered 1.25 because I figured that's like what every car in the world takes. But no, it's not this one. This side still has yucky lug nuts. Emerson still has my wheels. I was gonna put the Infinity wheels on just because I don't really care. And the Infinity wheels are a different hub size. So we got stockies back on here. And just for reference, now when you spin this wheel forward, that wheel goes forward. You spin this one backwards, that one goes backwards. I never gave them a pre-reference, but
One will go the opposite way. We'll do one of these.
You're just a shadow right now. But yeah, it'll do the opposites. So I have no doubt in my mind that this is gonna work. Those were some pretty good welds that I did. I believe in them. It's more just making sure I put everything back together properly and that the welds don't explode as soon as I give it any bean. I'm gonna go drive in circles over there and we're just gonna listen to it go around. Make sure it works. I can feel it already that it's harder to What? Is it? I can't hear it. I'm that guy now. Dude, you can feel it on the clutch so much.
That's great. That's great.
It works, baby. Nope. It needs more gas.
Oh, way more gas. There it is.
I didn't do it. I literally don't know what you're talking about. Dude, I'm that guy now. I can drift.
That was more of like just like a kind of a burnout rip. I swung it too hard at first, but it didn't break.
And both your wheels fall off.
I go, my axles are hanging out.
Dude, it's good. There's nothing. Not that I can see, at least. Not yet. It survived its initial test. And now we gotta go find somewhere to really just beat on it. It's time now. Now we can. We've officially got to the point where we can.
Exactly, yeah.
First, it sucks because like out there, I really could do whatever I want. I could be fully disrespectful and just go ham out there. But it's one of those things where like I don't want to be that guy that like everybody comes here in the morning and there's just like a destroyed parking lot because of me, because they know it's me. I'm the only one that does cool car stuff in here. I don't want to be like too much of a dick, even though there's huge donuts over there already. But I'm super fired up right now. So if we did anything more, we would have started to get in trouble. It's one of those things where like it's late, it's been a long day. To keep myself out of trouble, that's it. We tested it, it worked. I have a permanent smile indented on my face. I'm fired up. To be honest, there's so much like tar stuff on the parking lot here that you don't even notice it that much. Like, yeah, you notice where I left, but you don't notice the actual burnouts that much. Actually, yeah, you kind of do. Anyways, I would love to keep sending it for you guys just because it makes good content and it's actually hella fun. Like, I would do it for the fun over the content, but if I keep going tonight, I'm gonna get in trouble. We are going to find a place because now that Jenny has officially earned her rights to drift, we can take Jenny drifting, finally. Dude, like you have no idea how good that feels. I've worked so long on this car to make it look nice and actually drive again. And now the fact that like I can go do race car things with it, which is what I wanted to do in the first place, I'm extremely fired up. You guys can expect us to be trying to find somewhere to actually go driving shortly. And until then, I'm gonna pack everything up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys are excited for what's to come with the Genesis. It's gonna be so much fun, dude. I will catch you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and stay committed. Hopefully you don't get I was thinking how people already tell me that they see this, like they just mention, they're like, oh, there's a burnout one. You guys had some fun. You know, in a way of like, fuck you. But no one's ever said like, fuck you. But like, we're also out of here in like 2 weeks. So I'm just nervous in tight spaces.